গুড ইভিনিং সবাইকে আমি শুভ সন্ধ্যা শুভেচ্ছা জানিয়ে আমি আজকে আরেকটা আপলোডিং করছি সাপোর্ট এডুকেশন। এক্স্যাক্টলি এডুকেশন it starts but it's a never ending journey like. So English is a really a wondering language, a surprising language. It always moves, it's always much more insists the students to learn something else. And exactly what had happened to me yesterday. It could have been told, it could have been done, something I can upload. It is not exactly right. But whenever just I feel myself, energy, I'm in mood. Because education is not a game. It has value. It is precise. It is significant. And if I teach you something wrong, if I just deliver something, yes, I commit. To all is human, but it should not be. It is a doctrine. It is a proverbial talk that to all is human, but I don't believe on that. So, a little early, just as I was thinking about my next episode, or next means uploading would be related to class 9, 10, 11 and 12. Yes, I must follow, but it is it's got time bound. It does need time, and its limitation. I cannot make it, I cannot extend it. I can gain more money, I can gain more knowledge, but I cannot extend the time. It is limited. 24 hours make a day. I cannot extend it 26 or 28 hours. So what we should always be attentive at it. The limitation is there. Lifespan is there. And educational life, it has a limitation. When you are employed, you cannot study. Of course, you can. At your leisure, you can find, because it is an endless journey and everybody is interested just to have this. You have to have your knowledge to grow up, to develop endlessly. It is the wondering matter. If it knocks you, if it makes you, you must be surprised at your activity, at your performance. You must utilize more time. How can you use to learn something else? So my previous, what I have uploaded, just simply I have requested everybody else to be subscriber of that, so that I can get more response from you, and accordingly I can upload. And of course, you all are asked cordially. Just write comments and what you need to know. It is not physics and chemistry and mathematics. Just it has a particular limit, is a particular course, particular rules, and that regulation you cannot change, you need not change. But English does not have such rules. That is the Thorndike has said. That's one exactly an innovator has said. 5 plus 5, it is 10. Worldwide, it is known. But English does have no such rules. But really, it is very much what is called a tragedy, a mystery. So one should have exactly concentrate mind, and we have knowledge, and we can introduce ourselves own. It is in our hand. The e-world has presented so really a valuable treasure that is called Google World, where you can enter to have any answers. You can upload your query, your questions to have right answers. You see, yeah. But before that, you need to have knowledge in it. That cannot be given by the Google itself. You are a Bengali speaker. I am also a Bengali speaker. I use the day long, think about and speak about Bengali. But before uploading something else, it's not a game. It's not a just child play. So before uploading something else, I want to. But I usually try to find out or try to chalk out what should be the exact, what should be the value, what to upload. Really, and now at this age, you see, this is not possible, and I have just already left it. I would never upload in YouTube because there are so many, means what is called eminent persons, they upload this one. But it is not simply different from others. My intention is, means why it is different, because in the Google World or either just in YouTube you can get a lot more classes. But before that you need to have, how can you follow this one? Your pronunciation should always be correct so that you can follow. We usually comment and we usually utter, we usually accent when the, of a word, and we use what is called its pronunciation. Maximally we comment. But you are not taught. And the students, I hardly teach the students for my survivability and just in order to continue my, what is called the culture. I every day listen, I every day read. I go through the paper, I throw the books, and a few students, they do come regularly. And those who are sincere, only them, just I love them and I just teach them properly, perfectly with my, what is called innovative concept. That is, everybody, all the students do come, they never can go against me. And if somebody goes, I don't know, if someone goes against, that is different. But hardly, you would never get. And who else just continues with me over 2 years or 3 years? They must be made in all aspects, must have it. Because not only I teach the grammar, I do not teach only the parts of speech. Rather, I try to introduce about etymology, about syntax, about all the grammatical rules, about figure of speech. I teach them how to read, how to teach them how to write the right sentences. A teacher should be conscious about it before teaching. But we normally becoming just, I should not make any comment about this thing. But I feel myself being Bengali, why we are trailing, why we are retarded. It should be why we are not aware about the non-finite verb, which is important, which this particular, all the entire course is very much important that we can learn. And learning this thing we can use in our applied life. So English is, the grammar is not at all complicated, but that you are thinking about it is really a tough part that we cannot understand. No, sir, it is not that. It is exactly, and you have studied, perhaps you should follow. The L is the innovation. L is the innovation, and 21 celebrity you must find. It's called an episode about a mathematics student. How he had developed himself. But do we think about that? We simply go to school and come back from the schools. What do we feel about our responsibility? Why should we not be accountable at that? Why just we are going to the schools and why do we not ask the teachers, sir, answer me this? So always you don't, before blaming the teachers, you should always ask the question to the teacher so that they would follow you, they can follow you. So it's the part of, you see, it's the balancing part. A teacher must teach. He can't never ignore you. But the student, they should. So for that, I always ask you, the students, be sincere and never ignore the teachers. And they are always the respected person. And your all that questions, all that queries, if you ask, if you praise to your teachers, you must answer, I expect this, and it is understood. But going to schools and thereafter attending tuitions and finding out that your limited course, that syllabuses, and I know about that English, it is a really soulless, it is a ridiculous matter. Class 11 and 12, just the 4 poems and the 4 prose and 4 verbs and 1. In 12 classes, one drama. It is childlike drama for the long year. And class 11, you are having. And 9, you are having. About 10, you are having. But apart of that, you are in a need to exercise a lot. And why just you are going to attend a tuition, a teacher should make you understand about how to read, how to pronounce, your pronunciation, your accent, your knowledge of analyzing the sentences, spreading sentences, detecting the part, subject, object, verb, complement, then adverbial absolute or adjuncts to the subject and adjuncts to the verb. Do we know? Do we study about? Why do we practice it? Once we can understand it, once we can follow it, we can understand everything else. And once we can understand, once if we have understood that matter, every problem will be solved. We need never, means what is called to repetition. Repetition is not needed just to do, means what is called once voice, two voice, three voice, 100 voice, 200 voice, 500, which is not at all, depending upon your practice. Once you can understand, I have determined, I have already decided to teach you, and just what is exactly the rules, how can you be there to pick, how can you be there in a narration, changes and how degree changes, how to omissions, how spreading sentence, how clauses comes, how the phrases, its interaction. So everything is there. And it is just once I tell you, I love to tell you this. And if you can have a strong word at English, I think you need not go to a teacher. You will be your teacher, and self-teaching will start at your home. So why do you depend? Why do you depend on tuition teachers? Can't you get being at your house, opening your Android set? In every family, I find that Android sets are easily available. So try to understand it, try to value it. To have Android sets, you see, it has the positivities, it has endless advantages. But have you tried it? Because you do not know how to enter into that. Because you do not have a hold at English. So English has a key role to make your life flourished, make you talented, make you knowledgeable person, and you can share your ideas. So my friends, I'm going to start from January, but this is a time-bound program, and all that educational system cannot be uploaded. But I shall try my best to upload your need. How can you enter into this English language? So decide yourself on. Your life is yours, responsibility is yours. So if you want, once you enter into this English world, elsewhere you go, you must, you can have, or you may have, you must have an opportunity to do something else. So why do you not understand that? Why it is so important? Why it is so significant? And ask your teachers, that's why they are teaching physics, chemistry, and mathematics, and English well, geography well. They should make you understand about this. But hardly I do find here. The teachers, they simply the theory, this the physics and chemistry and mathematics, according to they are following the rules. But they use only that Bengali, and they say the students cannot understand. It's not right. If you try from the beginning, from 1 or 5 onwards, introduce yourself into that English world, English linguistical world. It is too easy. It is extremely easy. I am experienced. You see, I am an ordinary student. But I had an intention, I had a dream. It was not a dream. That APJ Abdul Kalam has said, the dream that could not allow me to sleep. And I followed him. I remember always it. So till I am a student, you don't think that I am a teacher. You never consider me as a teacher. I am a senior student and you are the junior student. There is no discrimination. You pay me respect as I am an aged person. But apart of that, like you, I am a student. Feel it? I never feel myself proud about this. I feel pride when I teach you. I think it's my social responsibility to be activated, and I do. I love students. It's my endless love that I extend. And I want you all to be talented, to be knowledgeable at English. You don't think about the ICSE students or CBSE students, they can speak English well. You too can. But from the beginning, that you see, I'm my student, one of just I'm going to present and he will upload. I just ask him to upload in 10th standard, just going to be the 10th standard students, how nicely he describes, how nicely he illustrates, how nicely he describes, how grammatical concept is with him. His continued hardly 2 to 3 years perhaps. From the Bengali medium students, he directly came to me. And now you can watch. I can present you. And it will energize you, excite you, and it will convince you. On Wednesday, for us, I am going to upload, or either just onwards, I must. And now he has appeared in that examination. Now he has no responsibility to go and follow the school courses on the syllabuses. So I am scheduled to upload his performance on that in this YouTube. I want to circulate this. Try to be circulate. What is called a subscribe. I try to circulate. And you ask me the questions. And I said, answer. I must answer. I can assure you this much. Nothing I can do. But only that simple part. I must upload it. In order to extend my love towards students. They are my future. They are my everything else. I only survive for them. They are my energy. They are my everything else. All the students, please try to understand me. I am your friend, a senior student, not more. I am simply a senior student. I am aged, but I am aged student. You can say much. This is only that love I want to extend. I help you. I must help you to grow up. This was sprouting knowledge. So, first of all, your intention is, if you have an urge to learn, you must. You can have. So, before the end of this uploading, I wish you everybody pay attention.